I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Sorry, I'm laughing. Well, Mick sorts his camera out. Tom ain't happy about something, and we're going to get into it in a minute. Joined by Mitchell and Tom. Tom, what is it you'd like to say, mate?
I'm just not happy. I got to the end, and I don't want people to take this out of context. I don't want this to be taken out of context by people. But in the last 20 minutes, I almost hoped that Silkeborg scored a goal. Not for them to win the match, but just to throw a rocket up our arse that we cannot keep wasting our chances. It's happening too many times this season. Yes, it was a professional job. We got the result. We're top of the group. Everything perfect. Absolutely fine. But the players themselves are wasting so many chances. It's actually quite worrying because in the bigger games, we're going to end up getting found out. Teams are going to beat us. We're going to create these chances. We're not scoring enough goals for my liking. I think tonight we should have easily put sort of maybe 2 or 3 past them.
I agree with you there.
And it should have been comfortable. But again, just like Bournemouth the other night, just like most of the European games we played, other than that one game where we beat FCSB, we're just not scoring enough goals. I think our goal difference in the group is +6. It's just, I don't know. For me, I feel like, yes, we've dominated, if you want to say that, but have we really dominated? I don't know. For me at the moment, we're getting to the end of games that we know we should be winning, like the Bournemouth game, like tonight, and it's just like we seem to be holding on again in the final 10 minutes. And I don't even think that was a David Moyes issue tonight because there was chances that Fornals had, Benrahma had a couple. The players themselves, it's just there's like a lack of confidence in our finishing again. I can't remember the last time that I thought, you know what, we deserved that goal from open play. It's worrying.
What do you reckon, Mitch? Because you're a man of sense. What you saying?
I don't really care, if I'm being honest. Yeah. It wasn't good enough. I thought first half we were much better than our usual first half performances, but second half we actually looked worse.
It
sets a bad precedent. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It sets the habit of.
It ain't good. Don't get me wrong. I agree. It's not. It don't look good, does it? Like a 1-0 win and with a penalty, it's not like pulling down any trees. But I will take it, because we don't win often.
Yeah,
you know
and they're not a bad side.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a strange one for me. I thought Benrahma was our best player, personally.
God, I've seen him get some stick on social media. We'll say that, but we'll get into it. Right,
better than any fucking player on the pitch. He tried more than any player. Again, his shooting, his crossing, he's fucking shit, and he does need to improve it. And he just needs to knuckle down in training. By the way, I will ever say at the Moyes thing where he said about his English is not good enough, and people moaning about him saying, "Oh, Moyes, you speak Spanish and all that." I will stick up for Moyes here because. If a player's been here in the country for 5 years and his English is shit still, that's not good. You need to learn English. You need to know English by taking commands, so you can take commands from the manager.
I don't think Moyes would turn down Messi if Messi come to West Ham as worried about his bloody
English.
There's
a difference between Messi and Benrahma. Benrahma wants to get into a team, improve.
Yeah.
Then a part of that is also learning better English so you can understand what the manager wants from you more.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You can understand what the manager is saying on the pitch when he's shouting to you on the pitch. He's like, okay, I'll come tight to my man because he's saying, Moyes probably saying, "I'll come tight to your man, stay by the byline." And he's like, "I don't have a fucking clue what you're saying because I don't speak English." So, look, Kehrer speaks fucking fluent English. I know English ain't that easy. Look, I know I don't speak other languages apart from Japanese, French, and Spanish. But
apart from them languages, obviously. Do you speak?
I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but. It's a part of the thing that you should learn. It should be learning English, I think.
Right, let's get into it. This man.
Oh, didn't play Vegas. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course we are. That's how we roll. Areola. I'll start with you, Mitch. What did you think of him tonight? Kept us in the game in the second half for me. Because they had.
I'd start him in the league. Fabianski's solid. He's not too bad, but again,
Yeah.
Areola is a better keeper. He makes bigger saves. More important, in the games where he can win us games. He's more of a game-winning keeper, and we saw that in the game against Sevilla. Look, solid. I think it was solid from Areola. Held the ball well. I thought when shots went at him,
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. Solid 7 for me. High 7 for me. Kept us in the game second half. They had some shots. He was making some saves and really shouldn't be doing it, really. But 7. Tom?
Yeah, just simple. I'll give him an 8. Clean sheet. Made some really good saves at really good times as well. Some very pivotal saves to keep us in the game, especially the one sort of in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. So, yeah, just what we come to expect from him in Europe, which is just as he says there, a solid performance more times than not. So, he's dug us out quite a few times in the Europa League. I mean, that save the other week against Anderlecht was ridiculous. So, I'll give him an 8 tonight.
Tom, you're ginger as tonight.
Yeah, my beard is.
It's the lighting, mate. I think.
I haven't even done anything different. I've just turned my main.
You can't
light
say
on.
that no more. He's strawberry blonde. We move on now
Blonde.
to your man, Mitch.
Ginger and grey beard.
Coufal, who's ginger also. What we said about Coufal tonight?
Second half, I thought it was better.
Yeah.
Still shit. He's finished. He's absolutely finished. Bless him. But I thought second half he was all right. So I'll give him a high 7 for second half performance, but first half I'll probably give him a 5.
What you saying?
Or 6. I'll give him a high 6.
Yeah, I'm with you. High 6 for me also. I think me and Mitch on the same wavelength tonight. I thought he was all right. I thought it was okay. Standard performance for me. And, we all know what to expect with Coufal. Let's be real. Like, he ain't going to get any better than he already is, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'll give him a high 6. It's not a 7 for me. What you saying, Tom?
6 for me. Much better in the second half. I think the main thing for me is his crossing is just awful. Once again,
I think it's the worst crossing fullback I've ever seen at West Ham.
Oh, I don't know about
the
that,
thing
mate.
is, I don't understand because that first
Go on,
season,
give me someone else.
That first season, Guy Demel,
Yeah, Guy
Garita
Demel, yeah.
Alunga,
Jay Demel. All right.
Alunga, mate. Yeah, remember him?
Pablo Almero.
Yeah.
I barely even
Winterberg.
saw Pablo Almero, so I don't even
Fucking
remember him.
George McCarthy was bad enough.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about shit players. I'm talking about, yeah, all right, fair enough.
I don't understand Joey O'Brien. I don't understand where that first.
I don't know.
season's
I actually
gone.
reckon O'Brien probably had a better cross on him than Coufal.
I don't know where that crossing ability's gone from his first season with us, because he put the ball on the plate for anyone in that first season. Him and Cresswell was superb, the amount of assists they had. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. He cannot pick a pass. He cannot, that final cross. It's almost now like he's too scared as well. The amount of times that he was sort of down on the right hand side, but he looked to sort of bring the play back and work the ball inside. I don't know. It's just crossing ability is just awful at the moment. So I'll give him a 6. I thought he was a lot better in the second half, and he did get stuck in. But again, it's a position that I'd be upgrading in the summer.
100%, mate.
I just watch Coufal and I just think, bless him. Like he you can tell he loves
He
Coufal.
always gives 110%. I'll give him that.
He does, and that is where I can't fault him. It's a bit. I don't know why, but I feel for him, but not for Soucek, even though he gives 110%. I think because Coufal mentally he ain't right as well.
Fair enough, Mitch. I can get to Johnson there. Ben Johnson. Mitch, what are you saying about Ben tonight in a back three?
Okay, again, not again going forward. He was pretty poor when he rotated. Coufal done nothing. Goes the ball away a few times and didn't put a cross in. It doesn't matter if it's a wing back or right back. Like it means it's the same thing. He plays down the same line. It does exactly the same thing. He plays maybe slightly further forward to start off with. With that is the only difference. Johnson, okay, I'll give him a low 6. He's all right.
Yeah.
Defensively, wasn't too bad to be fair. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I think this is going to be like the standard thing tonight. I'm going to be keep saying yes, Mitch, yes, Mitch. Yeah, I agree. Low 6 for me. He's not the best defender tonight. There's one player who I thought was excellent. And I'll be honest, Ben in a back three, when he's got good players around him, Ben, he looks a little bit better. But yeah, standard 6 for me. Tom.
Yeah, standard 6. Just again, nothing sort of special. Asking him to play in a back three. Looked a little bit more composed when he actually sort of had like actual 2 centre halves next to him, not like when we were at Southampton and he was playing with 5 fullbacks. So yeah, obviously it's not his natural position, but if it means that guys get to rotate and rest, etc., then yeah, I don't mind it. So I'll give him a 6.
Moving on to this man, Nayef
So this smile on your
Aguerd.
face.
Mate, I'm telling you, mate, I love it when I'm fucking right. And when I'm right, I will be brag about it and be brash.
James, this ain't like one little thing though. Everyone's said Aguerd will be good.
No. But I'm telling you, he'll be the best signing this summer. By a long way. He fit.
Do you reckon,
He's
yeah?
top class. 100%. And I have a bet on it. I'm that certain that this geezer's going to be next level for West Ham United. I can't stress enough to the fan base. I can't.
I think he's going to be superb.
I think he's going to be absolutely top class. And yeah, mate, magnif. Right. I'll go first in this one.
Calm down.
I thought tonight, for his debut, 75 minutes, he didn't do anything wrong. He's going to get an 8 for me. Like, to come back and play the way he did. I know he wasn't up against top opposition, but you've got to respect the man for what he done in them 75 minutes. And it is a massive difference when Kehrer comes on, and within the first few minutes, Kehrer's all over the place, which is a worry. So, and I like Kehrer. Solid 8 for me. Excellent. Can't wait for this geezer to get back fit, firing, and in the Premier League for me, 100%. Mitch.
He's a very good player. And, let me there. Did you hear that? It was weird, that, wasn't it?
It did,
Fucking
mate.
hell. Sound like a fucking alien the same. Again, low 8. Very solid. Didn't do a foot wrong. Didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
And he's on the same wavelength as our top players.
Yeah, he is, mate.
Do you know he's looking forward all the time. He's looking to Zuma's just looking to kind of pass it to players that know they can do it. Again.
Do you know what I want to say though? I just want to say this, Mitch, before I let you carry on. His awareness, like when he passes the ball to someone, he's moving. Like he moves all around the pitch. He's not always standing in one position. I can't stress enough how good this geezer is. Really
I think he's very good, and he can do everything. I think, and even the fucking strike he had.
Yeah.
I know it sounds stupid, but the technical ability on that compared to if Zuma was to try that or Dawson,
I'm going to ask
Coufal or Johnson.
I'm going to ask you something. The pair of you after this rating, yeah. So, what are you rating him, Mitch?
I know what you're going to say about Sunday.
No, I'm not saying about Sunday, but I will mention something else. What are you rating, Mitch?
For me, he starts Sunday, 100%.
I don't know if it's too soon, but Mitch, what the hell are you rating?
He was our best player tonight.
Mitch is rating him an 8. He's rating
him an 8.
Yeah.
Tom, what are you saying for him?
It has been far too long since I've been able to see a centre half ping a ball out to the wide players, especially a left-footed centre half playing on the left side sometimes, especially when we're going forward. Even just when he was dishing the balls out to the fullback, being a left-footed player, it's just so much easier. You don't have to sort of go across your body. Like, we've missed it so much. Ogbonna used to do it, obviously, when he was probably at his best point for us a few years ago. Yeah. But Aguerd just he's got all the ability to go right to the very top, right to the top. I think he's quick. I'm talking a bit FIFA 23 here. He's lengthy. He's quick. He's
got fucking great legs.
He
does.
If you can keep up with Mbappe, you're good for me.
He's got everything. He's got everything about him. He looks composed on the ball. I'd say more so than Zuma and Kehrer do. And again, I know the opposition are a little bit sort of they're not the best, are they? But to get minutes under your legs to play like that, it will give him all the confidence. I'd love to see him start Sunday. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to. Just think it may be too soon for him. But if Moyes thinks that he's ready to give 60, 70 minutes, I wouldn't see an issue with it. Genuinely, if he can stay fit, I think he will probably very quickly become our best centre half, other than Zuma. I just think if you just look at him, he's got all the attributes to be a top centre half in world football. So Morocco are desperate.
It's very rare.
Yeah, and Morocco are desperate to get him back for the World Cup, so it's a massive boost for them as well. So, yeah, we've been waiting a long time for it, and thankfully, he looks and played exactly how I think all of us wanted to, which was really, really good. So, again, for me, I'd even, based on how poor the attacking was at times, for me, since his first game back, I'd almost probably lean towards giving him man of the match, because I thought his passing accuracy as well, and his actual sort of, your favourite word, James, the analytics behind his performance, like his passing was pinpoint.
Yeah.
Aerially, he was brilliant. Just a complete performance from him, and I was really impressed.
I'm going to ask you a question now. Is this a bit of a concern, though, that when he comes back, that we're going to go back to a three at the back?
No,
that's the question.
No,
no,
I don't think we will. I think Moyes will be more comfortable having him and Zuma together. Together. Yeah, and then
if anything, it probably is the other way around, because he's so good on the ball.
Yeah,
and can play in the back four. You don't need to play back five, where you have your left-sided centre half playing balls forward, because you've got Aguerd playing it in the back four.
Yeah, and I think that will push Kehrer to right back, where I think he'll probably be a little bit more comfortable, or at least I hope so. And then Cresswell or Emerson out on the left. So no, I think it helps Moyes because it gets him back to that traditional back four that he likes to play with himself. So yeah.
Oh, if we can get Milenkovic in the fucking summer, oh my god, he's been great. Apparently, he's been fucking good. Well,
we've got one centre half here that we've got to rate, and that's Angelo Ogbonna. So Mitch, take it away.
Ogbonna, my favourite West Ham player. High six.
Yeah,
he's done all right. Done his job. Defended well. Yeah, there's nothing more I can say really.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I made it short and
sweet. Possibly give him a low 7, possibly.
I'll make it short. Yeah, I'll do the same as you. I'll give him a 7. Did put a foot wrong. Thought he was all right.
I'll give him a high 6, just not a 7. I think he was all right. But it wasn't really. He just the standard Ogbonna. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he does. He just does standard performances for me. So yeah, I'll give him a high 6. It's not a 7 for me.
Looks a bit fitter. I do agree with what Todd said. I do think he looks a little bit fitter than what he has been in the last couple of months.
Moving to this man, Emerson. Well, I'm going to be honest. The first 10, 15 minutes of that game, I didn't even notice him. Well, I didn't even know he was on the pitch. And then that was it. Like, what did you think of him tonight, Emerson?
I think it's probably a good thing if you don't notice someone sometimes, especially when they're a defender. But a lot of the play, it didn't really involve him too much. I don't think he really did anything wrong. I just didn't really notice him too much tonight. I still think he's got, again, potentially the edge over Cresswell within a year or so to be the starting fullback. He's got good pace about him. I think Cresswell is obviously playing probably up there with some of the best he's played for West Ham in a long while. But just didn't really notice him. I'll give him a 6. Obviously, he kept a clean sheet. I don't think he was crap, but I don't think he influenced the game or affected it in any way. Fell down quite a few times when he had the ball, when he was looking for a foul, etc. When it probably wasn't. But it did look to get forward and overlap and stuff. But again, is he the kind of player that you get the best out of him when we're playing a back five because he's a wing back more than a left back? Or what's he going to be like if we play a back four and he's playing at left back? So I think that's another one that will be interesting to see going forward. But it's clear to me when Emerson's playing and Cresswell's playing at the moment that Cresswell should be the starting left back. I'll say that much. So I'll give him a high 5 or a low 6, I think, tonight.
Yeah, high 5 for me. I didn't really notice him, mate, if I'm being honest, and that's a worry for me. Like, I want my wing back. I noticed Coufal more than him, and I thought Coufal was okay. Him, on the other hand, I didn't really notice that much. So I'll give him a high 5. Mitchell?
I'll give him a 6. I thought he linked up play with Benrahma quite well. And that was about it. Didn't really have to defend so much. I thought drove the ball all right at times. But again, his final product wasn't necessarily the best. I think a 5 is harsh, considering I give Coufal a high 6, and I thought Coufal first half was really shit. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll give him a low 6.
A low 6 from Mitchell. Moving on.
Mitchell getting videos demonetised within 5 seconds of the show starting. You love to
I know. Connor Coventry, Mitch. I'll go to you first.
I didn't say cunt.
Why is Mitchell?
I didn't say cunt, did I? You bunch of cunts.
We have now. What do you say about Connor Coventry, man?
He was a cunt. I thought it was good. I thought Coventry was very good tonight, actually.
Go on.
I thought defensively cleared up well, passed the ball about well, didn't really make any mistakes, tackled well. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Is it a better performance than the Viborg game at home?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Are you on about Coventry, yeah?
Yeah,
I think so.
What do you reckon?
I think a lot better. I thought we was awful then. I thought Coventry was a lot better. I'd give him a low 7.
Low 7.
What you solid. I thought it was pretty decent tonight.
Yeah, no, I think I'd give him a high 7 actually. Just great composure for a kid. Still, I say he's a kid. I mean, he's getting on a little bit now, and he, in as much as not being a youngster anymore. But no, looked to get involved. Had a lot of touches. I thought his passing was superb. Sort of like, you know, it annoys me more, I think, when I see the difference between a central midfielder that has mobility, that can get about and pass the ball with accuracy, than having to watch Soucek every week. And I know that maybe putting Coventry and
it's the fucking difference.
Downs, you know, together, or playing in games against Man United. Obviously, Moyes is going to go with more seasoned players and stuff. But actually seeing midfielders that have really good pass accuracy, that look to want to come to the ball, show for the ball, look to make that extra pass, maybe into the final third, or split, you know, their central midfielders with a killer pass or something. I see more of that from Coventry and Downs than I do from Soucek. And Soucek was on the pitch for what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
And he got booked.
He got booked, and he still managed to misplace a couple of passes. If you want to control a game going forward, we have to move to having at least one of, you know, Downs or another central midfielder, even if it's not Coventry and he leaves at the end of the year, but a central midfielder that can control the game, who is similar to Declan Rice. For me, Soucek just doesn't do that. So yeah, I was really impressed with Coventry tonight. I'll give him a high 7, and should have scored probably in the first half as well.
I'll give him a high 6. I don't know whether I'm seeing what you're seeing, but I thought it was okay.
A bit harsh. I think I could have said a high 7.
8 recoveries, 1 interception tonight. 69 touches, 93% pass accuracy on 61 passes. That's what you want from a midfielder. Yeah. I keep banging on about this, the analytic stats for you central midfielders, but it's painful when you look at Soucek's performances compared to actual just central midfielders that can do. Yeah, like this is all
really close to scoring. Made a good chance himself.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I will give him a high 6. I don't really remember that much of him, but then maybe that's a good thing. So yeah, I'll give him a high 6. We'll move on to this man, Pablo Fornals. Now this one will be interesting. Tom, I'll let you go first this one. On Pablo, talk to me about Mr. Fornals.
Will I get in trouble if I think and say that he wasn't that bad?
No, you say what you
fucking like. Will. You will, mate.
Charlie, I don't know what you're on about. I didn't think you could see him. I feel sorry for him at the moment. I do.
Mate. He's not good enough.
I really like him. He's another one that will always give 110%. Loves the club. Has had some really good moments and consistent moments over the last couple of years, but recently he's just gone like that. No, I'd
He's
say
never been consistent
no.
for us.
I think
never.
no. I think he has patches of consistency where he scores a couple of goals and maybe an assist or something, and then he'll just drop off the face of the earth for like 2-3 months, and then he'll come back, have a good couple of games, and then go missing again. Technically, I think he's brilliant when he wants to be. I don't think he was at his best tonight.
Technically, he's crossing his shit. He's shooting his shit.
I just don't. For me, if it was down to would I rather have Fornals or Lanzini in a team, I would have Fornals in a team 100% over Lanzini.
Over who?
Lanzini.
Oh yeah, Well, Lanzini's finished.
He should have scored as well, and that just looked like a player who hasn't got much confidence. You could see frustrated with himself when he came on as well. When he came off towards the end, I don't know. I just think.
He's not an attacking midfielder. If he's going to play anywhere, he's got to play in a deeper role.
I just feel sorry for him.
I'm listening to what you are saying. Right, listen. I'm very sort of mixed with Pablo Fornals. I think he gets a lot of love because he loves the club, and not a lot of love because of what he does on the pitch.
Can I finish what I was going to say quickly?
Go on.
My problem is I don't see where his place in our best 11 is. I don't see him being a standout player that can command being in our best 11. I just can't. And I think for me is an issue because he's not the kind of player that when he comes off the bench, he can change a game either. So the players that we're bringing in now, he's one that I would probably be worried about getting sold next summer potentially.
I'm going to ask you a question. Are you shocked of the way he's declined a little bit? Because I am a little bit shocked in the way, because I'm going to be honest, listen, right? I always backed Benny up. But I'll be honest with you, I always thought Benny would be the first one out the door. Like, if Moyes could have his way, he'd be gone. I'm looking at it now, and I think Fornals could be, like Tom just said, on his way out, like sooner rather than later. And
I don't think he'll be on his way out.
I don't know.
I think Lanzini will be on his way out, and then Fornals will kind of take his role as that squad player, plays in the cup games, maybe comes on for like last 10 minutes.
I can't see him wanting to be that, and that's.
Yeah,
I think he could because he's not fucking good enough to play for other Premier League teams unless he plays for Bournemouth.
I think he'd be very similar to Vlasic in as much as if he goes and plays in an Italian league or maybe back to the Spanish league. I think that style of play and playing at a slower tempo would suit someone like him. I think because their leagues are very technical, where ours is very fast-paced, aggressive, strong challenges, etc. I'm not saying it doesn't happen abroad, but the game's a lot slower sometimes over there. And I think that is what would benefit Pablo Fornals. And I don't, it's not that he's dropped off a cliff. He's not got any confidence, and I struggle to see where he fits in the team right now. And I think especially when we're wanting our players to be attacking, running at defenders, like Benrahma when he comes on and he's pressing at his fullbacks and he's trying to do little skill moves to get around. Fornals, unfortunately, just does not have the pace to get past people. Yes, he can pick a pass, but I think he would be better suited to do that in other leagues. I think he'd have more.
I don't think he can. I'm going to be honest with you, Tom. Yeah, when I keep hearing people say about his passing accuracy has been fucking awful for West Ham. Like,
James,
I mean,
I agree. I think very inconsistent.
Inconsistent, and I've always said this. Yeah, where he plays on the left now, could that be Moyes ruining him as a player and putting him on the left-hand side when really he should be playing as a midfielder or a 10? Maybe, but I look at Fornals, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't see the hype. Right? I've never have done, and I'll never will do really. Like, I don't see what he brings going forward other than working hard and passing the ball. Like, but the best way of summing this up is look at Paqueta. Paqueta comes to the club, and we pay £51 million for Paqueta. Yeah, a lot of money, right? Every time Paqueta gets the ball, he turns, he's moving the ball forward. When Pablo gets it, it's sideways and back every single time. And if you was to do like a comparison between the two, right? Like Paqueta's like tier 1 of quality, and Pablo's like tier 5. Do you know what I mean? Let's not go back to
what I would say is that though. I think David Moyes does look to shoehorn him out on the left-hand side a lot, and I think naturally he would be better playing through the middle, but he doesn't get a chance to do that.
He does tonight.
Yeah, he did do it tonight. He was frustrated tonight. I will say that. He was getting very frustrated with Antonio tonight. Amount of times that him and Antonio, I see him having words with each other, like because either Fornals can't find the plays a pass and Antonio's not onto it. But that's neither here or there. Right, what are we rating him, gentlemen? Mitch,
It is another thing as well. What winds me up with players like Fornals and Antonio
go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
that don't have the composure and the IQ like someone like
Yeah,
Kehrer or Scamacca or Rice has. It's when they're running through and they want a player around them to do something. Like Antonio in the first half, Antonio made a run and then stopped, and the Fornals saw him and then just done the pass anyway, and was like, "Why don't you make that run? Why don't you keep going?" Players like Rice or Kehrer wouldn't do that. They go, "Fuck!" He stopped and they turn around and then pass it.
Yeah,
They're just better. It's just again, it's not
there's
necessarily
levels. I've always said this.
attributes of a
There's
footballer.
levels, and
It's
he's not on that level.
decision making. It's like little things and going. Antonio, stop making it run. Let's turn it to the other side and let's continue to play.
So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. The chat might go absolutely mental. I'm about to say,
I know.
but I look at Lanzini and look at Fornals, and I don't really see any difference, really. If I'm being brutally honest,
I think Fornals. Yeah.
If you look at him right now, Mitch, you have both them players, and you compared both of them players. You tell me the difference between the pair of them.
Well, Fornals is about 3 inches taller.
That's about it. Just had a kid, also another one. Well, Mitch, what we
his
rating
final
him?
ball's better than Lanzini's.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it.
What we rating him, Mitch?
Mate, you're right. His work rate is better, but again, it's not enough. And I said it. I keep saying it. I don't understand why he's got this massive cult of Fornals lovers and if you don't make Fornals, you don't know ball. Like he's not made for this team. And he never has been. He has his good moments, but
I like him. I like the kid. I think he's a good. Right, he's
good
not
to have,
exactly.
but not a starter.
Yeah.
Not a starter.
But he's not a starter. Yeah. Right, Mitch. What are you rating him for this evening?
5.
I'll go high 5. Tom.
I'll give him a 6.
Tom done that through like.
Who's the worst player tonight, in your opinion, Tom?
Mikel Antonio.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get onto him in a minute. This man, though, Manny Lanzini scores the penalty. Mitch, was you surprised that he took the penalty tonight, considering Benrahma scored the other night?
I was. I thought to keep Benrahma's confidence with pens going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it was all right tonight. I thought Lanzini was pretty decent. I completely disagree with that. Lanzini does not have a deadly pass in him. I thought it was all right. Boycott played not too bad. Passed about not too bad. When he was under pressure, he took the pressure and passed it around. All right. I thought he done all right. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'll give him a 6. I thought it's a standard Lanzini performance. The Lanzini that we're getting right now is the sort of tonight's performance was a standard performance from him. So I'll give him a 6. Tom.
Unfortunately, that's as good as you're going to get though from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, again, just don't think he influences the game as much as he used to. It was a decent-ish performance. Obviously, he got a goal as well. I don't know. He just not really the Manuel Lanzini of old, really, that can find that killer ball or sort of dictate or control a game like he used to, I'd say, pre-injury. He's just dropped back a lot deeper, it seems, now. He's not as further forward as he used to be. But listen, he took a good penalty tonight. And, I'd say I'd give him a 7 tonight. I thought it was all right.
7 out of 10 for Tom. Moving on, though, to this man. Mikel Antonio. He's one of the strikers tonight. Tom, how bad was he?
James? I think he was awful. Yes, he won the penalty. Just not impressed by him. Don't know. I really don't know what to say. I don't know whether it's a lack of confidence or just maybe because we've seen a striker come in who's got a lot more technical ability than him. It's maybe glaring as to sort of how bad Antonio is on the ball. And sometimes I think you could see straight away when Scamacca come on, his hold-up play was so much better than Antonio's.
There's levels, mate. There's levels to the game.
I don't think it was a penalty either. Thankfully, there was no VAR because I think that would have got turned over. But just doesn't look like he's going to score. He's got like a 50p head at the moment. It's just no intensity. He just doesn't look like the Antonio that has been so not dominant, but an Antonio that has at least looked lively. Like I said, I always said to you last season, when he went through that really like barren patch of not scoring any goals at all, I said, if you're going to at least play, influence the game. That night against Lyon, when we won 3-0 away from home, he was superb. He didn't score, but he ran the centre-backs of ragged, and he was, at all times, he was commanding both centre-halves and bringing them out of position, which was opening up space for everybody else. If you're not going to score, impact the game some other way. Make runs. Come short to bring the centre-half with you. Just do something other than what you're doing. And again, tonight, I don't know. He just does not look like a player. I think he's any confidence.
I think his nose is out of joint, Tom. You want me to be honest, I said this to Lucas the other night. When West Ham said about getting a striker, I think Mikel Antonio thought he was getting a up-and-coming striker and he was going to still be the main man. When West Ham turned up with Gianluca Scamacca, he's put his nose out of joint, big time. And I look at Antonio, and I'll be honest with you, his contract's up in 2024. If it was me, I love you, Antonio. You've done great things for West Ham, but I'd let him go at the end of the season. I would, and go and get an up-and-coming striker, and then make Scamacca the main man, bring an up-and-coming striker. For me, I love Antonio, but we have discussed this, and Lucas strongly disagrees with this about his attitude. I think his attitude's poor at the minute. I've
always said it, James. You know me. I've said it since this time last year. Yeah,
he's like me and Tom have noticed it, and they're doing the player ratings. And where you've been at the games, you haven't noticed it, but we definitely have. Right, when he's coming off the bench, you don't look up for it. Even tonight, he's just not the same man. He's just not the same geezer than he was last year. Tom, what are you rating him tonight?
He won the penalty, maybe not so well, but I'd give him, if he didn't win the penalty, I'd give him a 4. But I think for that he can have a 5. But yeah, he just does not look the same player as he did even last year. Maybe like it's so night and day between an Antonio that's got confidence and an Antonio that is not either confident or
crazy.
Start of last season when him and Benrahma. Or
is he declining though, Tom?
I think it's a bit of both. Start of last season, him and Benrahma were on an absolute tear in those first few weeks. And then for no reason whatsoever, he had one of the worst spells of his career. What did he go, like 19, 20 games without scoring a goal? How you can do that when you were so in form, I'll never know, because he was one of the top scorers, wasn't he, for the first sort of 3 or 4, 5 weeks of the season. And then nothing. And this is why we needed an extra striker, because he cannot consistently score 10 or more goals in the Premier League every season. I don't know. I like him. He's been an excellent servant for us.
Yeah.
But I think he has to accept that his role now is bench and cup games and try to impact the game when you come on. And if he's not going to do that, then maybe we need to look at getting somebody else in, because like I said, the last few weeks in the Prem, when he's played, when he's come on the pitch, he looks like he does not give a shit. And that's worrying to me, especially when we need him to come in and he's got the attributes to change the game with his physical presence and a little bit of pace. So, yeah, I give him a 5 tonight.
I do agree with what people are saying about the Jamaica thing. When he went to Jamaica, he come back a completely different player, but that's neither here or there. I'm going to give him a high 4. I didn't see nothing of him today. I ain't giving him a 5. I thought he wasn't all that. And even when Scamacca come on, I thought, here we go. We've got 2 of the strikers now. We're going to see what both of them can do. They didn't do a lot. High 4 for me. Mitch, what you saying about Antonio? You have been banging on about this geezer for ages. You told me about his attitude a long time, and I'm starting to believe you, mate. I'm being honest.
It's not about his attitude overall. I'm talking about I've always said about his attitude in the games. In the games when he comes on, he doesn't like. It's like because it's Silkeborg. He goes, I'm not going to run as much. I'm not going to as Tom said for the Lyon game. He was like, massive game. Let's turn up. I want fucking players to do it every game. That is the wrong attitude to have when you go out. I'll tell you why. And I've always fucking said it. Slim down, you fucking cunt. He's a massive lump. He falls over all the time. What's the best idea? What's the solution? Let me think. Bulk up more? No, incorrect. Slim down. He falls over all the fucking time.
For a big geezer, Tom.
He's like when he starts doing that shit on the sideline when he's like trying to dribble past someone like a big lump.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I never forget what you said to me before. You said James even needs to leave West Ham and become a doorman at Brentwood or something. That's what he said. That's always. I mean, listen, I love Antonio, but I agree with Mitch. It's like he just drives you mad. He does.
You want to be a fucking professional footballer. You want to improve. Well, slim down, you cunt, or become a professional doorman at Box Park or Brentwood. No choice.
That's it. What are you rating him tonight, Mitch?
He'll be so much better if he slimmed down. I promise you, because he wouldn't be falling over as much. It'd be sharper. And his stamina wouldn't be so fucked every game.
Yeah,
he's like sweating like in the first fucking 5 minutes.
What are you rating him?
5.
Blimey, after all that, you give him
It does wind me up.
Oh dear. Right, final rating. I'm not going to do the subs
because he can be so effective on his day.
Right, let's get to this man though. While Mitch calms down, Saeed Benrahma. Tom, how'd you assess him tonight? Played for 60 plus minutes, I think it was.
Yeah, just again more frustrated.
68.
More frustrated with him, just because I thought the other night he was probably the one, if any, that was maybe going to score tonight. Got himself in some good positions, looked good in terms of sort of trying to create, attack, etc. like that. It's the chances that we're getting and the positions we're getting into, and we're just not finishing them. There's a couple of times where he kicked, he hit it and it went straight down the keeper's throat. It's just frustrating at the moment, and it's not just him; it's everybody. It's just the lack of the chances that we're not, scoring. I don't want to be winning these games sort of 1-2-0. I think we should have easily won that, like I said at the start, comfortably. But
what do you make of that comment there?
Get consistently when you play a lot, then you'll be able to be decisive in scoring goals. Benrahma doesn't play a lot. Where does he get his consistency from? Fair. It's an okay point, but it's not just him. Where's the players that are starting games, like Scamacca, got on a little run, scored 2-3 games in a row, and now that's stopped. So it's not just him; it's other players that aren't scoring either.
Exactly.
So I don't want this to just become, it's the Benrahma and Moyes thing again. Like I said, it's not just him. There's players that aren't scoring at the moment that really should be taking their chances. But I thought he was a lot more effective, and I give him a 7 tonight. I thought he was decent in the first half. But actually, do you know what? No, I'm changing it. I'll give him a high 6 because I think he should have scored. I really do.
Well, I am going to give him a high 6. And listen, I thought Benny was okay tonight. One thing I like about Benny, he will try out and do things. He'll try and beat a man or have a shot or do something. And when I look at him and I look at Mikel Antonio tonight, you tell me the one who looked more threatening, because I know Antonio won the penalty, but he actually stole the penalty off him, really. For me, Benny, he's getting confident, and I do agree with that comment, and that is comment of the night, who posted that just a minute ago. So, listen, at the end of the day, Benny's got to start playing games. And you can see when he plays games with the right players around him, good players around him, you're going to get a better side Benrahma, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
I'm not laughing at you. Sorry, I've just seen a video of Chiro Immobile trying to take his shirt off.
Yeah, that was jokes. Yeah, that was funny as fuck. So that goes down like that.
So a high 6 for me. Mitch, what are you saying for Benrahma?
I'll give him a low 7. I think it was good. Before he talks about Aguerd, if you want to go back to the start of the video, we spoke about him in high detail, wetty fat 95.
Yeah, he's
smash a like on the video as well, you can't. I thought Benrahma was solid tonight. Again,
please do smash a like on the video, people.
The shooting is at the club in general is it's a fucking farce. Like, Moyes has got to get some intense training sessions on. on the shooting because it's wrong. Like Benrahma's trying to whack it hard, like when he's outside the box when he should be like picking at corners. He's not using his brain. Fornals just the lacking of quality of the shooting when he's
I think what annoys me more is when Deck gave an interview the other week when Scamacca scored against at home when he scored that volley. I can't remember who it was against for the life of me. Was it Wolves that game?
Yeah,
Wolves.
Wolves. And then Deck came out afterwards and said, "Oh, I'm not surprised. I see it in training every week." Well, if you do that, do it on the pitch as well. It makes me laugh because I know. Listen, there are some technically good finishers at the club. I think Bowen, Scamacca, Benrahma, all technically good enough to finish, but it's just a complete lack of, and Kehrer as well. Just for a side that has such creativity and such good attacking players, I think we should have at least 10 to 15 more goals than we've already got this season. It's just not enough. I think that will get found out. That's why I said at the start, I didn't want it to be taken out of context, but I almost hope that Silkeborg scored because we need to learn that we cannot just be comfortable winning these games 1-0 because it leads to a nervy last 10, 15 minutes and they need to rocket up their arse in as much as you need to start taking your chances because in big games, especially when we get to the knockout stages, we can't rest on our laurels. Last season, we were doing that. We need, when we went into Leon's backyard, I never had us scoring 3 goals in that game, but we did. And that's the problem. We will get found out, especially when we get to the knockout stages. This competition in the Prem, it's already hurt us far too much this season. Yes, we've not conceded lots, and our goal difference, I think, is -1 in the Prem at the moment, or -2. But that's got to change. It has to change. And I think if it doesn't, we're going to, either be drawing a lot of games where it comes down to the last 10 minutes and we end up fumbling, the bag almost in the last 10 in games we should be winning, or we're going to get knocked out of competitions and stuff. It's like why I'm worried for the Blackburn game in a couple of weeks or next week, whenever it is in the FA Cup. We sit back against them. They're on fire in the Championship at the moment. There's nothing to say that they can't end up scoring a couple of goals as well. Like I said, we're far too good of a team to not be scoring goals at the moment. And for some reason, it's the one thing that we can't do, which is actually stick the ball in the back of the net.
Defoe can fuck off.
Moving on to this match, and the ref. Give us quick ratings to the ref, lads.
I thought it was excellent. I enjoyed it. I thought he let the game go. It's nice. And, he didn't look to, apart from the Soucek one at the end, which was naughty, he didn't actually look to book players for tackles. He waited for their fullback. Was it Clitton, or whatever he was called? Clitton and Klinger down the left-hand side. He said 1, 2, 3 before he gave him his yellow card. So I actually enjoyed it. It was apparently his biggest ever game that he's reffed as well. I heard they were saying tonight. So I don't know. They said BT Sports said it at the start tonight. They said apparently the only bigger game he's done was a Champions League playoff to get into the qualifying competition round. So yeah, maybe he got the pen decision wrong. VAR may have changed it, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought he let the game go. So yeah, I'll give him a solid 8 tonight.
Mitch, what are you saying?
I'd give him a 10 out of 10. I think he's absolutely spot on. Got every single thing right. The linesman as well was spot on with all their calls, even the ones that were tighter. Gave players chances, gave players warnings, and then booked them.
Can I just say,
absolutely,
I don't know why we do not.
Flawless.
Why don't we look to invest in getting some foreign ref into the Premier League? Does my head in. You've got Bobby Madley, the dog botherer, who's coming back to ref a game this weekend. He will not be half as good as what that guy was tonight. Genuinely,
I agree.
I think we should invest in getting some foreign refs to come in because they don't take shit. They actually just ref the game normally. It would help with impartiality as well. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant tonight.
Are we doing subs, James?
I'm going to do my rating. I'll give him an 8. I thought it was
We're doing
decent.
subs?
Nah, not doing subs, mate. No point. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
It's the game.
I'd like to rate Scamacca.
I
thought Downs was good when he came on as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
James,
we will get to the subs then, as you like to me. We'll go Downs first.
Oh,
then.
the chat demands it. So
The chat demands it. The chat gets it. Finn Downs, what you saying, lads?
Go on, Mitch, you go.
high 6, mate. He's the reasons for me wanting him to start over Soucek. It's not hard to see. I'll tell you why he should be starting. It's because he's a better player. He's a better footballer. He can take decent first touches. He can take the ball forward. He can pass the ball. He can leak the play. Oh, It's just not like it's not cricket. Like it didn't really do anything, but again, it's just showing the difference in quality. Him and Rice have got to be the starting midfield two. They can both go box to box. Oh, it's just that's got to be the midfield two for me this season. They can both pass the ball well. They can link up. I'm surprised Mitch doesn't want to sell Scamacca already. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm going to give him a high 6, same as Mitch. I thought he was decent. I've got to be honest. I like Flynn. I think Flynn's top class for West Ham. I do like what he brings. I'll highly rate him. Tom, what are you saying for Flynn?
I don't like how he's been played though. I don't think he's been played right. High up the pitch on the right.
It's a bit weird. He's being played as an attacking midfielder. It's just really weird. I the last few weeks for me, I've said it time and time again. I know Mitch has been banging on the Soucek drum for 1.5 years now, 2 years. Main thing for me, and I will piss people off and I will keep going at it, analytically, I like to look at the centre mids as well as sort of eye test and their performance. For me, Downs is far more aware. He's got his head up before the ball is received to him. He's like Deck in that aspect. I think he's always on the half turn. Like he said, he's carrying ability with the ball is brilliant. I think he's got a little bit of skill in him as well to actually get around players. Links to play well. Always finds himself in the right spaces. He was on for 20 minutes analytically. Did not misplace a pass. Soucek comes on for 5 minutes, gets a yellow card, and 5 out of 7 passing. It's for me. I think they should be the midfield too. I think that Deck and Downs together, whether or not you thought he had a great game tonight or not for the 30, 20 minutes, whatever he played, he and Rice together can control a midfield far better than what Soucek.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. Right? Give me your rating for him.
I'll give him a 6. I don't think he did anything spectacular, but there's a massive difference for me when you see Downs play than when Soucek plays. That's all.
I'm going to ask the pair of you this. Yeah, what do you think Moyes sees in Soucek and Downs to make Moyes pick Soucek more over Downs?
I cannot say what's in Moyes' mind because I disagree with so much that shit he does.
Yeah.
Fornals playing left wing, not playing Benrahma this season anywhere near as much as should do. Playing Downs, Soucek and Rice in midfield 3 together. Playing Kehrer on the left against Southampton. Playing Downs as number 10. It's just like there's loads of fucking shit. There's loads of it. Taking Scamacca off in games where we need him towards the end, like against Southampton. I cannot ever explain Moyes' mind because he does piss me off.
I will say what Charlie said there. I think is right. I mean, you could argue. I think Mitch will argue about the fact that whether or not he's a better player. But I think Downs has got more attribute. I think Downs has got more attributes to his games, more attribute to his game, and he's got a higher ceiling to improve on that. And listen, if this is his base of where he's at right now, I still think he's performing better than what Soucek is from what I've seen from him so far this season. And it's not just been in the European games, but he's actually adapted really well in the Prem. And I think he is giving Moyes a little bit of a headache now for the Premier League as well. And I would just like to see the two of them starting together in a game instead of Soucek. So, like I said, I whether or not he's the better player right now,
he's not at the minute. I wouldn't say.
He fucking is.
I would say Flynn.
I think he's got a level to go to potentially beyond
the
where
quality
Soucek is.
Oh, how do you judge a better player? I judge them by the fact that you can, one of the most important parts of football, and any person, any coach will tell you this, any manager, and you're trying to improve yourself, is just have a good first touch and be able to link play, read the game well. That's what Downs does. That's his best parts of his game. And Soucek can't do that for fucking shit.
The problem
Soucek
is
good.
I agree with you, yeah. But when you look at Downs was a championship player last year, and he's come in and he's just literally steamrolled into West Ham's first.
That's what I said about Soucek last season. I said he's a fucking championship player, and everyone's shitting on me at the time.
One thing I will say, just quickly for the American, two things. One, sit down during the game. The people couldn't see behind you, Lucas. And 2, what are you doing just wearing a shirt? Put a jumper on, man. It's cold.
I know,
no, Lucas. Keep standing up. I'm proud of you.
Oh no! When
everyone
in
else
the Prem
stand
game, I've seen you both many times in the Prem games. You're both standing up, which is fine because the people are standing up behind you. But there was a poor guy sat behind Lucas that I know fine well could not see a single thing.
I know, mate. Lucas, do your video.
Him. He should fucking move seats in. That is a standing section. Always has been.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on from Dan's to this man, Kehrer. I'm worried a little bit about him.
No.
A little bit.
Don't be silly.
No.
At centre half, I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie. I know he come on tonight, and rightfully so for Nayef Aguerd. But I'm gonna say one thing: he is iffy at centre half. I like him at right back.
The only thing that you could say that
Charlie,
was his decision making when he tried to clear the ball with his left foot when the defender was on that side of him. That was the only thing, and that was probably a bad decision. I mean, he's fine. He's a good player. I'd love to see him. He does have a little wobble sometimes in him, but I think he's fine. And I think tonight having Aguerd in there was, potentially to end up putting Kehrer at right back. I'd put it this way: I'd much rather see Kehrer at right back than I would do Johnson and Coufal so far this season. So I think he'll be fine.
I'll do both shit tonight. Both shit. Them two.
I'm going to give him a 5.
Mitch, do you want to change your ratings now?
I'm going to give him a 5.
They just wind me up. Them two.
Right,
they really do.
Give us a quick rating for Kehrer. What are you saying? I'm giving him a 5.
5. It's 5.
Tom?
5, yeah.
5, yeah. Scamacca, talk to me.
Get him sold. Mitch doesn't want him.
High 5. Thought he came on, was pretty poor. Didn't do passes, which I think he should have done. But then towards the last 5-10 minutes of the game, I thought he was better, brighter, passing it better, beating a few men as well, driving forward with it, pretty decent. Yeah, high 5 for me.
Said it the last few weeks. Think he's just got to get into better positions in the box. I think his hold-up play is brilliant. I think he's better at the ball with the ball at his feet than Antonio is. But sometimes he brings the ball down, and then it's like he panics. I don't know whether he panics a bit or he tries to do some skill, and then he'll end up losing possession. He did that maybe once tonight. And then in terms of for the frame that he is, this is on the fullbacks as well. They've got to start delivering better crosses to him because he's getting frustrated with it, you can say. But again, I'd much rather have him starting than I would Antonio at the moment. So I give him a 5. I think he comment there from E. Davis. I love the fact. I think that is a big thing because I think Paqueta and him, I said it before, I think they're on the same wavelength together.
And Rice.
And Rice as well. Yeah, those kind of play. And Benrahma as well, I think, and Bowen. We've said it, if we play a 4-2-3-1 and it's Bowen, Benrahma, Paqueta and Scamacca, I think he'll feast. I don't think he will necessarily when maybe Fornals, Lanzini and others play.
Yeah. Fornals just looks like the partial time and he's just completely on a different wavelength. And that is something. That is a massive thing. And I've never really said that about Fornals. So I'll pick apart his attributes of his game. But he's not on the same wavelength as Scamacca. And nowhere fucking near.
Nah, he's not on the level, mate. I'll give him a 5. What are you giving him, Mitch?
Yeah, high 5.
High 5 for you. Let's get to this man. Thomas Soucek comes on the pitch, gets booked, misplaces passes. This is going to be interesting. He does so much bad in so little time. How the hell did he do? How's that possible? Tom, talk to me.
When did he come on? He came on in the 83rd minute.
83rd minute. 83rd minute, yeah.
The less I say, the better. Because if I speak, I am in big trouble. I give him a 4 for his short little cameo on the pitch. We've all said it. I'm not going to bang on about it. Even for one game, I'd just love to see Rice and Downs start, just so we can all see, we can all get a clear picture that if we play a 4-2-3-1, who is the better pairing, Rice and Soucek or Rice and Downs? And I think
we all know.
I think we all kind of, I think we all know what it will be, but I think it will give us a clearer indication that Rice and Downs may be the better pair. Or it shocks us, Downs has a horror game, and then we see Soucek for the rest of the season. You never know. But I'm pretty sure all of us know that if it's Rice and Downs, instead of Rice
don't you think there's a lot of pressure on that situation, though? Because if Downs doesn't play well in one game, then he's just going to be cast out. Sort of thing.
No, I don't think so.
I think before he played in the Prem and looked really comfortable at Liverpool, I think, yes, I think it was like if he had a bad game in Liverpool, we wouldn't have seen him in the Prem again. But
Mm.
Moyes has come out and said he's giving me a selection headache now because he wants to be in the team. And the thing is, though, I look at Tom Soucek when he plays, and I think it doesn't look like a man that's really worried about losing his place at all.
No.
He maybe that's just Soucek, maybe that's just his personality, but he just doesn't look like he just doesn't look like a man that potentially may lose out on his place 2 downs. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I just think it's just a typical Soucek performance for the 8 minutes that he can.
I agree
Charlie,
with Tom.
but that time's done now. That time of Rice Soucek's done. It's not, go back to it. Lanzini is not the same player as he used to be. Antonio is not the same player as what used to be 2 years ago. You can't say, Soucek and Rice did work well, so they could possibly still work well together now.
Don't you start on my boy.
We changed the way we play. Soucek is shit. He will always be fucking shit. He cannot control the ball to save his life.
Mitch, right.
Don't you start on my boy.
4. It's a 4 for me.
4 out of 10. Charlie, can you message me back, please? It'd be very nice as you could. Moving on to final rating. Subs.
Mate, I'd send him in January. I'll fuck Soucek up in January.
I thought you were about Rice then. I'm worried.
Get 20 mil for him, which I think we could get as well because people look at just the occasional goal scoring.
10 max,
Yeah.
I think he has for me.
Right, I better take this banner off because everyone's going to think you want 20 million for Rice. Right. Declan Rice, for crying out loud. What you say about Rice, Mitch? Or Tom,
right.
Go on.
Soucek is a lovely lad, and I like Soucek. But
Tom,
I think
shit.
I think he got injured. I know it sounds really. I think Rice got injured.
I think so, and all, mate.
I think at the end of the game, he looked really gammy when he was trying to run. I don't know. That's probably not the best word to use, but he looked like a lame horse. Like he just.
I didn't notice that. So
he didn't pull up or anything, but he wasn't moving well. Maybe it was just like a dead leg in a challenge or something, but he did not look right at the end of the game. That's all I'd say.
I agree.
I am hateful towards Soucek.
I actually agree with you there, Tom, big time. I noticed that and all. Didn't look right for me, like running. He was like, he was for
the first 5 minutes, but then
and it just went.
Yeah.
It was like as if
he brought him on.
I don't understand
why
what
it was after. Do you know it was after when Emerson could have played that through ball to him?
Yeah.
And it was after that. It was after that. He almost like he didn't pull up, but he just didn't look right. So I'd be interested to see if it was nothing or something happened.
What you rating him tonight, these lads, for his time? 5s?
Yeah, barely on the pitch.
Veggies.
Veggies? What, is he a vegetarian or something?
Let's hope not. Well, 5s all round for him. Let's get to the final rating.
I'm really hope we have give him a nice send off and then go, that's it. Let's get a fucking good midfielder in there.
If we're going to get a good midfielder, it's this man's job to do it. David Moyes. Right, I'm going to ask you a few questions, pair of you. First of all, team tonight. Was you happy? I just want a yes or no answer.
It was bang on.
Yeah.
Can't really complain about it.
Right. Was it right to bring them subs on in a game when we really didn't need to? In Declan Rice, Soucek.
No,
do you know what I'm saying?
Soucek, yes. Rice, no.
Scamacca understand because Antonio's fitness levels are shocking. You we didn't even take Antonio off. So
yeah,
I think he's trying to see how Scamacca and Antonio would link up if they were to play the same pitch together.
Antonio come off
too far apart from one another when they played together.
Antonio.
Yeah.
So what are we saying about Moyes tonight, then, gentlemen?
I give him a 7.
High 7.
I don't think the finishing's on him. I think he got the team picked pretty well. He chanced it with Aguerd, rotated the 7 players that started the other day against Bournemouth. I give him a 7. And the only thing I would have liked to have seen was maybe 1 or 2 of the youngsters come off the bench because I think they would at least try to show a bit more intensity.
Yeah, I agree.
Some of the other players with that. That's why I wouldn't give him a higher rating. And the only thing I would say is he has got to get it into him that we have got to move the ball quicker from side to side. Some players look to do it, but we are too... And I don't know if this comes into the chance creation stuff. We are too slow to move the ball sometimes, and it is winding me up.
And that is on Soucek. Soucek is a major part in that.
But we did it for the first sort of 10-15 minutes of the second half against Bournemouth. We moved the ball quickly. Look, all of a sudden we created chances, but we didn't score them. Didn't like the fact he brought Rice on, but I give him a 7 tonight. Results a result. Apparently, he came out and said we played really well, which is alarming. But yeah,
Mm.
if I was him, I'd be giving him a rocket up the arse for the poor finishing in the changing room.
Yeah.
I will go out there. I will defend you in the press conference for my life. But in here, I don't know. It was something. What was it? Pep Guardiola said it, didn't he, on that documentary?
Something like that. I'll give him an 8. I'm going to give him Moyes an 8 tonight.
I'll go out there and fucking press and defend you.
I thought he picked the team. The team he picked, I thought, should be beating Silkeborg. He did. So good to see Aguerd play. That's another thing. Such a positive to see that man at the back there. Breath of fresh air. Rotated it well. And I can't really stress enough. There is an issue, though, and we will get to it before we end this stream, that West Ham are just not scoring goals no more. And they're not scoring. This is not vibing for some reason, but that's neither here or there. So 8 for me. What are you saying, Mitch?
Yeah. I already said high 7 for me.
High 7 for you, Mitchell. That is it. Right. Let's quickly talk about Sunday. Mitch, you're going. How do we beat Manchester United in Manchester?
Manchester.
Fuck me. Be positive. Be bold. Don't set up like you do all in every fucking game in the Premier League where you are very defensive. Be positive. Go with, hopefully Paqueta's fit. It should be. Start Paqueta. Get a midfield 3 of Paqueta, Rice, and fucking Downs. Benrahma, Bowen, Scamacca, and then I think we've got a good chance of winning. Cressel's going to need a lot of help against the very positive informed Anthony.
Oh, did you see what Anthony did tonight? Oh my god!
What? I didn't know.
Go on BT Sport on Twitter and I'll let you look at it before I tell you. Just go and look at it. Just type in Anthony on Twitter and you'll see.
I'll do it. Was it on a?
I will come to Tom then. Tom, what are you saying about Sunday?
I think, if we set up positively and we play 4-2-3-1 and we play Benrahma, Paqueta, Scamacca, Bowen, Rice, Downs or Soucek, whichever one, Moyes will probably go with Soucek, then I'm optimistic. And I'll tell you why is because the whole reason that Man United got back to playing good football was dropping Ronaldo and it was Rafa Varane coming into the team. Varane's now out until the World Cup. Scamacca should feast against Lindelof.
Fucking hell.
He should feast against Lindelof. Yeah, and then kick the pass out of play. He should feast against Lindelof. Whenever a big striker has played against Martinez has struggled. You've got to be physical. You've got to really take it to him. If we play positively there, I think there's every chance that we can win that game. If Varane was playing, I would have thought, actually, maybe we may struggle a little bit, but we have got to be positive. And I think if we do that, we can get a result.
If he sets up 5 at the back or 3-4-3 on Sunday, what are you saying?
I've always said I understand. I personally am not, but I've always understood where people come from when they say Moyes out, and that's why I've never really given too much stick because I do think they do go a bit over the top, but I understand the points they make. Like the things where they say, he's far too stubborn, his substitutions are at the wrong time, they take far too long.
He's took 2 points out of a possible 57 against the top 6 sides.
He does set up wrong, mate. And, under previous managers, we used to take it.
If he was to play that formation, I'd need to see our centre-halves back. So I'd need to see, instead of what we played at Southampton, I'd want to see Zuma, Aguerd or Kehrer. In that way, if we play with them 5 fullbacks again at centre half, I think you can forget it. But I think you just got to be positive. Play on the front foot. United have looked very shaky. If Cristiano Ronaldo starts, there's even more of a chance that we'll win the game. But I think the massive miss for them is not having Varane because he's been the main catalyst. I think for him and Martinez have been brilliant. With Dalot and Shaw, their defence has been brilliant. So have one of their other shaky centre-halves, Maguire or Lindelof, playing, and I think Scamacca...
Lindelof and fucking Martinez.
Yeah, I think Scamacca can make it really difficult because the games that United lost, Haaland was against Martinez and causing all sorts of problems. Ivan Toney caused him all sorts of problems. Scamacca's of similar sort of build and everything else. So, be positive, and I think you'll get a good result. I genuinely do.
Does Benrahma start?
Yes.
Sunday.
No
Somebody for
question.
you.
Yeah, literally no questions
If
whatsoever.
it doesn't again, I will be.
I'll be
furious.
gobsmacked. Yeah,
I'll be
So-
furious.
So let me ask you this then before we wrap this up. I think we all agree Fabianski is going to be the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is he going to go to a flat 4, in your opinion?
I think so.
I think he will.
He's got to go bold in this.
Just.
Like, because
Got to go
if
bold. I'm sick of
he's
these
got to go-
bollocks, mate.
he's got to go 4-3-3, in my opinion, up there. Not 3-4-3, because if we're defending mainly, then our attackers are just isolated. So go to a flat 4. So we're going to go left back Cresswell. Yeah, I think we'll all agree on that. You got Zuma in there. Oh, are we saying Kehrer at centre half?
Again.
If he's
I don't think
fit,
you're going to do it, mate.
I don't think he will. But if he's fit enough to give 60 minutes, Aguerd. If not,
I would put
Kehrer.
Aguerd in. I wouldn't even hesitate about putting Aguerd in. I think Aguerd, a 75% Aguerd is better than 100% Kehrer at centre half. And that's no joke. I'll actually be,
James, that's a fantastic bit of
mate. That's
wordplay
quick
you
maths.
just used there.
That's quick maths, bruv. So yeah, I will definitely put him in. Right back.
Depending on what
Kehrer.
happens with Aguerd, if it's Aguerd in, Kehrer at right back. If not,
Yeah.
Kehrer and Zuma at centre half, and probably
Kehrer
Coufal at
all
right
day
back.
long.
Right. Now the 3 in the middle.
If it was up to
Right,
us,
Rice.
Downs and Rice.
Downs.
But what it will be, I think Paqueta will come off the bench. I think it will be Soucek, Downs, and Rice.
Is that bad?
I think it'll be Soucek, Rice, and Fornals.
Yeah, but is that bad? If the
That's
lineup
really
comes
bad.
out,
Yeah.
no, but if the lineup comes out and we see Downs, Soucek, and Rice, I won't be going, "Oh fuck me, what's going on?" Do you know what I mean? I won't be
I
that
would.
mad.
I would
Not
be
if-
furious.
I don't know, but not really. I wouldn't. Not if you're going to try, because I don't want to force Paqueta back and then get him injured again. Do you know what I mean? When we've got Palace and Leicester coming up, who are
It's
very
just
winnable
too
games.
negative, James. It's just
I don't know. Flynn's all right in there. I'd say Flynn's all right in there. And I want, listen, I'd like to see Paqueta in there, don't get me wrong. But I don't want to fucking rush him back and something happens. You know what I'm saying? So,
James,
3 in the middle.
This will be what happened. It don't matter because we will. If we did do that, we would have a shit first half,
Yeah.
and then we'd have to bring on Paqueta anyway.
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know.
what he's going to do. It will be Downs, Rice, Soucek, and it will be, to annoy everyone else, it will be Paqueta, Scamacca, and Bowen, I think is what he may do, genuinely.
Do you know what? That would not surprise me if Benny sits out again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is that what you're saying for the front 3 then, Tom?
No, what I'd love to see is Paqueta, Downs, Rice, Benrahma, Scamacca, Bowen, and I think we win the game. Genuinely.
Again, it depends on. We say about rushing back players. Like I say, Traitors here. It depends solely on the players individually, how they're feeling. Like,
thing
if
is, though,
Paqueta feels fit,
I
if
just
he's
don't
fully
think
fit,
Manchester.
but it's a shoulder injury. Like
I was going to say,
it's not.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter about rushing back.
Yeah,
It's not like
no,
a fucking leg injury.
It's not like.
But even Aguerd, even Aguerd though, I wouldn't want to rush him.
Different, though. I think obviously because it is a leg, it's an ankle, and it's a long-term injury as well. So
especially against pace up there, because they're just going to keep running it.
Yeah. And it could, especially. I remember like mates of mine when they've done sort of ACL or longer-term injuries and stuff. That first game after you've come back, you can sometimes get a little bit of swelling in the injury just because it's not been used in that way. So it wouldn't shock me if he missed out completely this weekend, which I think is fine as long as some of the other players play. But again, I think that Moyes will go 5 at the back.
Or even Dawson, if Dawson's fit.
If he
I'd rather
goes
stick half it. Mate, I think for me personally, Kehrer playing right back is so crucial.
Yeah.
Because you need him at the right back. Because you play Soufa there, it ruins not only that side defensively, it ruins Bowen. Bowen struggles a lot more. Like when Kehler's been playing recently, Bowen's looked so much better. And I just don't want it. And then Kehrer will play centre back, and he's not as good at centre back.
Right.
So it's just a mess.
I'm going to say this: predictions for Sunday. What we saying?
I'm going to say
2-1 United.
Yeah, I think we've struggled to score goals in recent weeks. Depending on what team plays, if it's the Moyes 5 at the back, I think 2-1 United. If we play a 4-2-3-1, and Paqueta, Benrahma in that start, I think we can win the game 2-1. Like I said, I think the biggest miss for them will be Varane. Yeah. And I think we've got to be positive, and Scamacca has got to have his best game in a West Ham shirt, and I think we'll get something out of it. I'd snap your hand off for a point as long as we can get results the week after against Palace and Leicester.
Okay.
So if it's a draw, I don't mind. It's always been a tough place to go for us. But yeah, I think if it's positive, 2-1. If it's negative, I think they'll beat us 2-1.
I hope you're feeling better, Lewis. Lewis is a member. Lewis, look after yourself, my friend. For me, I'm going to say this. If we can set up and hold them out for 60 minutes, I think we can definitely get something out of this game.
If we can, that's going to be impossible.
Right. I don't know. Manchester United are very twixt in between at the minute. 1 minute, they're playing against the team at home and they're smashing goals in for fun. The following week, Newcastle are going up there and literally all over them and just can't hit the back of the net. I think we can get a draw at this game. I don't think we can beat them because we just don't beat teams in the top 6 from home. But I do think we can get a draw. I think we're good enough to get a draw. I need to see West Ham spark into life. Right, I'm not seeing
good
anything.
enough to win. This team, the way I think we could set up and should.
But are we good enough to win, though, Mitch? In all seriousness, the way we're playing at the minute, because in my opinion, we're not. We're not playing well enough to go up there.
But again, that's down to Moyes. That's the way Moyes is setting us up.
Maybe. What are you saying?
We look like we can't hit a. I can't never remember the expression.
Barn door.
Cow's
barn door with a banjo.
Cow's arse with a banjo. Barn door with a banjo. Barn door. Yeah. If he's that kind of finishing that turns up, then I think we'll get rolled over. But I think this week all I would be doing is just finishing drills. That's it. Just finishing drills. Stick the ball.
Do you know who's going to really struggle in those drills? Soucek.
Oh.
Mitch, what's your prediction? Didn't get it.
2-1 United.
2-1 United. Yeah. I hope not. Anyway,
if we get a draw win, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. It'll make my weekend even better.
Yeah. Listen, that's been the player ratings for West Ham 1, Silkeborg 0. That has been Tom. That's been Mitchell over there on the far right.
Mitch is alarming.
I know. Just don't knock me.
Silkeborg.
Mitchell's going to the game on Sunday, so Mitchell will be there.
If you see him, you fucking knock him out.
Listen, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Right, while I get all this out.
Especially you, Epic. Fucking Daya, come at me.
If not, I'm going to get you a YouTube boxing fight. Listen, before I go, the draw for the Xmas giveaway finishes tonight. It is not. I'm not taking no more entries, and the only entries I will take is if anyone becomes a member. So if you want to enter, become a member. That's what I'm going to say on that.
Win a Scamacca or a Paqueta shirt. Tell them what they can win, James.
I will do when you will to not interrupt me. E20 zone.
I didn't interrupt E20. James. I didn't interrupt James.
Yes, you did. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Boys, it's been a pleasure as always. West Ham.
Good point.
We're top. We've won the group. We're in the last 16. Smile. This is West Ham United. Do you know what I mean? We don't get into the last 16s.
We're disappointed in Anderlecht. I thought they'd done a lot better. Been much more of a challenge to the group. Been shit.
Yeah, they have, mate. They really have. Anyway, from me to you, I'll see you all again in the next one. Peace.
Bye, Ronnie.
There it is. I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.